Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Real Madrid Hub again. I'm your host, Dr. JOTA. Today we will be talking about the game tonight against Celtic de Glasgow. For so many people, it's like another walk in the park, but not for Carlo Ancelotti. The reason for that is because he wants Real Madrid to be qualified in the first position of the group stage to be able to play against a second team where he will qualify in the second position in another group stage or whatever. So for him, it's going to be very important. So that's why we will have to be very concentrated and focused on the game. And in order for him to do that, the thing is today, the starting 11 will not see any kind of massive rotations we've been witnessing over the last weekends. As you know, all the players have been rotating because of the World Cup, and Carlo Ancelotti wants to dosify the players, doesn't want to burn out every single play that he has, because the season is so long, right, that we have to be careful in these kind of group stages not to, overspend the energies of the players, right? He wants to dosify the players, he wants to be careful with the players, but at the same time, the most important for us is to qualify in the first position of the group stage. As far as the squad list, let me tell you something. 24 hours ago, it was released a squad list including to Tchouaméni and not including to Karim Benzema, and including as well to Eden Hazard. Okay, what has happened has been Eden Hazard and Tchouaméni have been ruled out for this game. The reason for that is because apparently they have botherings or something in the muscles. This is something really weird, let me tell you, and this is something, I've just spoken to Edu Cornago about that, because so many people out there are thinking, so many players, not only in Real Madrid but in all the teams all around the world, are trying to save themselves for the World Cup, and they are not playing with the intensity they are supposed to, right? So for so many players in Real Madrid, considering Real Madrid will deliver a bunch of players to the World Cup, some of them are it is said, right? It's just a rumor. Some of them are trying to save themselves and protect themselves in order for them not to get injured right before the World Cup. So it is something very difficult to prove, right? It is something that relies upon the honesty of the player, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of these players are doing that, right? Because the World Cup for them is big deal. It's not like something, just a friendly game or something. No, it's very important. So I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if that is happening, but you never know, and it's very difficult to prove. So anyways, Carlo Ancelotti wants the team, wants the players be focused and concentrated, and he will have some of the most trustworthy players like Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, apparently not Karim Benzema, but he will have to display a starting 11 tonight. He relies upon them so we can get the 3 points, qualify as the first first ones, and that's it, right? It's gotta be difficult, but I think that is doable. So to me, Real Madrid shouldn't have an excuse not to qualify tonight as the first team of the group, or topping the standings in the group stage. Okay, so as far as the squad list is that, okay, and as far as the starting 11 is that, no massive rotations, no new faces, no experiments, nothing. I would say maybe in a quick glance, I would say we will have to Courtois in the goal, Lucas Vázquez probably, and then Militao, David Alaba, and Ferland Mendy, and then in the midfield it's gonna be not too many, but probably we will have to either Camavinga or Ceballos, and then Modric and Toni Kroos. The attack will be for Fede Valverde, Rodrigo Goes, and Vinicius Jr. That is my thought. That is my starting 11 for tonight, but we will have to wait a little bit, okay? So, more news I have for y'all. Most important today is this. Bernd Rijkaard, CEO of the European Super League, will meet UEFA next week. This is important because for the first time in all these years, in all this time, this European Super League was created right from scratch. For the first time, we are listening to UEFA getting close to the possibility to talk or to get into negotiations, to get into talks, conversations, whatever you want to call it, with the European Super League. This is something, with no precedent at all. This is the first time Ceferin might be willing to whether negotiate or talk with European Super League or whatever. We still don't know what are they going to talk about, right? But my guess is they will be pretty much discussing about the type of competition or all the improvements and upgrades that UEFA has to do in the different competitions, like for example the UEFA Champions League. So that is big deal, man, because for the first time we are seeing the potential new competition and the actual organization of Europe, of the soccer in Europe, right, getting closer and getting not friends, right, but maybe trying to approach each other, which is great for football, of course. And I don't know what is going to happen there. I don't even think they are going to come up with that solution, right? But maybe in a second meeting or something, they will meet each other at some point, so we have a solution sooner than later. But you never know, right? The other day, Bernd Rijkaard said, we are ready to go. We are ready to start the new competition by 2024. So let's see what are the plans, what the plans are for the European Super League, and see what happens, right? So more stuff we have today. I've been talking to Edu Cornago a little bit. This is my profile. We've been talking about a bunch of players, a bunch of things regarding to Real Madrid. And for example, today we've been talking about the possibility for Toni Kroos to retire or not from Real Madrid. And Edu Cornago says, if that was today, Toni Kroos maybe might say, yes, I'm going to retire, right? But during the World Cup is the time where Toni Kroos really wants to take some time with himself to take a decision, right, before they say anything. So we will have to wait a little bit more. So, for example, more stuff. If Real Madrid wins the Champions, wins La Liga, or has a kind of successful season, right, Carlo Ancelotti might retire as well, might quit the position of coach in Real Madrid, because that'd be awesome if he retires at the moment where he has won one Champions, one Spanish League, and he revalidated the titles in this season. That'd be awesome for him, right? That'd be the best way to say bye to everybody. So do not rule out the possibility Carlo Ancelotti to leave Real Madrid by the end of the season. The other thing Edu Cornago told me, it was about Iker Bravo. Iker Bravo is surprising everybody, and within Real Madrid, everybody, the board members, the Carlo Ancelotti and his crew, players, everybody is amazed by the quality of the player. Apparently it's something never seen before, right? And they would be willing to give him a chance in the first team, which is great, because even for him, for his self-esteem, that'd be awesome, man. If you hear Carlo Ancelotti really wants to count on you and pull you up to the first team, that'd be awesome, right? So let's see what happens. We will have to wait a little bit, but the player has been in a couple of practices with the first team, so I would say he will play with the first team before the end of the season. But let's see what happens. So about Kylian Mbappe, let me tell you something. Nobody's really talking about Kylian Mbappe anymore within Real Madrid. Actually, the way Madridistas refer to him is the one who you know, right? They're not mentioning the name of Mbappe. They are just saying the guy who you know. Is Kylian Mbappe. So you can imagine right now how important it is for us Kylian Mbappe. And he also told me something about Vitor Roque. Vitor Roque is a player of Atlético Paranaense from Brazil, is a very promising rising star, 17 years old, has scored 13 goals so far, and the guy is doing an amazing job and Real Madrid has been keeping an eye on him, but just in case the signing of Endrick fails, right? If the signing of Endrick fails, then Real Madrid will go ahead and try to sign Vitor Roque. But for now, we will have to wait a little bit and see if Vitor Roque fits, or wait and see what happens with Endrick, because as you know, it is not for sure he's going to play for Real Madrid. We will have to wait a little bit more before to hear anything about that and see what happens with these two guys. But let me tell you, the plan B is Vitor Roque, okay? So this is basically what I have for you all, guys. This is the most important before the game tonight against Celtic de Glasgow. Let's see what happens. Hopefully we can win and qualify for the next round, the 16th round of Real Madrid, and win the next and revalidate again the next Champions League for Real Madrid. So let's see what happens. Guys, enjoy the video, enjoy the game tonight, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye bye.